How is it going, folks? Welcome back to Parts of Prem. Today is episode number 144 today. It's the Champions League round of 16, Villarreal away day. Looking forward to this one. I say that, but of course Villarreal, who are playing, don't play at a real stadium in this universe. They moved to the Santi Cazorla Stadium in 2027. Obviously, can't do an away day there. That said, we are going to go see their current stadium. We've got both the first and second leg today. Everton midweek in the FA Cup is going to not be talked about much. This is all about Champions League football. I know we've not won the FA Cup, but in the grand scheme of things, I do think the Champions League's that little bit more important. Last episode was a mixed bag. Let's hope today things stick slightly more to the script, shall we? Let's do this. Now, since last episode, there's been 3 days in game. Normally at this point in the video, we talk about everything that's happened. The reality is, nothing has happened since you were last here. For a first in Park to Prem away days, we're doing the away day in the first 2 minutes of the episode. Let's go to Villarreal. I think Villarreal's a place. We'll find out together. So, of course, today we are leaving lovely Guernsey, and for some reason, I feel like Villarreal is near Valencia. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an idiot, and they both begin with the letter V. Valencia, Villarreal. See, I know where I'm going sometimes. I did also see here the Estadi de la Ceramica. I don't speak Spanish. There's a stadium here. Villarreal doesn't seem like a very big place, does it? Can we learn more about Villarreal? It's 24 degrees and it's currently 10 minutes past midnight. I am recording this video at 11 p.m. Everything's fine. For some reason, I thought Villarreal was like a big place, but it's not got a big name on the map. I guess Castellón de la Plana is the bigger place. Either way, Villarreal's here. There's a football stadium here. There's I was going to say there's a football pitch here. There is no football pitch. They've got a beach. I hope we're not playing on sand today. I hope that the stadium's kind of street view footage is better than this satellite view. Are they like in the middle of replacing seats and the roof, or is there just no roof here? We'll find out, I'm sure, shortly. It's been a while since we've seen a car park in Park to Prem, but I can confirm there's a car park and there's also a swimming pool next door. Although, I imagine that's just someone's house. I guess you could climb over the hedge and go in the swimming pool. I'm not sure that's legal. There is also more car parking and then the world's smallest basketball court, or at least it seems small. It might be a full-size basketball court. I don't think it is. That looks tiny. Around the rest of the stadium, there's not a load of stuff, although it does seem like there's some shop fronts and lots of places to have food and stuff, and I'm feeling hungry. So let's go look at the shop fronts first. And oh my word, there's more car parking here. I didn't even spot this. Car parking. I can't work out if I like the look of the stadium from this view on the outside or not. I mean, it looks different and it has a car park, but what is this? What is in this building? I wish I could tell you, but on the satellite view, the building no longer exists. I guess the stadium's just getting loads of renovations done in real life. Oh, okay, there's footage here from 2022. The stadium is just a building site. Have they been playing at their stadium this season? This is from September. I mean, I assume there's going to be a roof at some point. Maybe. Is this the shiniest exterior to a stadium we've ever seen? I don't know if I've ever seen shinier. I'm not really sure what the point in having all this writing up here is. No one's going to read all this. They're going to pull a muscle in their neck looking up at it. I guess they're doing building work to the whole stadium at once, but it just looks mental. I mean, how are they improving this? Is this like, I don't know, it looks like foundations for a roof. That's going to be my guess. I'm sure the YouTube comment section can educate me. What options have we got for the stadium on the inside? There's a few dots. I guess we'll start with this one at the touchline and hope it's actually at the touchline. It's not. It's behind a roof, although this is from March 2023 and there's a roof. They were putting up a new roof. It's very yellow. I mean, it's very yellow. Too yellow? It might be too yellow. I mean, I feel like the roof is a new addition. I don't like it. Paint it a different colour. Okay. But we're piecing together the pieces. It's like I'm Sherlock Holmes. This is from 2016. No roof. So they spent a load of money to build a roof. I mean, this just looks better, doesn't it? So I've done the 2 photospheres that are there. There's one at the bottom here. Can we see anything here? We can. I don't know, I feel like the stadium looked better before they added the roof. I need to go back and look at the new roof. Now I know what it used to look like. Have you ever played Minecraft and you build something, like you spend hours working on it and then you realise you don't like it as much as what you had before and you rip it all down? Villarreal, you might want to consider doing that. This roof is awful. If it now turns out there's some really sentimental reason behind the new roof, I sound like an absolute tosser, but I can only base it on what I've seen. It's been garbage. I mean, no wonder Villarreal have moved to the Santi Cazorla Stadium in real life, that it was too expensive to replace the new roof they added in 2023. I have to give the old stadium a rating. I can't even remember the name of the old stadium. I don't think it's even shown anywhere here because they just moved out of it. The old Villarreal Stadium that is the current Villarreal Stadium in real life, I hate the roof. It's the first time I've genuinely been offended by a football stadium. 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. That might be generous. Is that the harshest rating of an away day ever, or was the roof really as bad as I think it was? The car parking was amazing, but it was only one image that I saw. One image was enough of the new roof. Now, we are going to be doing both the first and second leg today. Of course, the FA Cup game midweek, we'll keep half an eye on. It could be the kind of game where if halfway through it, it's looking dramatic, I hop in midway through for a kind of on-the-ground reporting action. You know when they send the weather crew in extreme weather to report live on the scenes? That might be me if the FA Cup doesn't go to plan. Hopefully it's fine against Everton. Here's the team for today's game. Full strength team for the most part. Sula is slotting in out on the right hand side due to all the injuries we've got. One little thing you might have noticed here, Stevie McDonald, a player who came through our youth intake a couple of years ago now, I've actually got playing with the youth team, but I have recently promoted him back to the first team to train with the first team. And to be honest, it's probably served his development quite well. He is looking like a good little player. Of course, we have got our youth intake in only a little while. Would have liked to have seen him improve a little bit more during his, early stages of his career here, but he is still only 18. I spent 2 minutes talking about him there. He's not even on the bench today, but he's training with the first team. I feel like I have to acknowledge it. I've just seen something that offends me more than the roofs of Villarreal Stadium. Did you see the palm trees outside the stadium? I don't want to complain just all episode. The palm trees in the 3D match engine in Football Manager are awful. I mean, look at it there, just lurking in the corner. If you've ever done a save game on like a expanded database, like in Egypt or whatever, you end up in desert stadiums. It is some of the worst looking 3D things I've ever seen. I guess no one manages in Africa normally. It looks awful. The palm trees look awful. The match engine looks awful. I'm just very upset today. I think I'm still bitter about the Man City result last episode. Right, what can we do here? Bella Vista is over the corner for them. I say, what can we do here like we're on the attack? No, we're on the back foot early on here. That shot was not far over. Villarreal, it's taken a while to have the first highlight of the game. It's gone their way. Looking at the stats here, there's been a whole host of chances, and now Villarreal with another set piece. We're going to head it away from danger, kind of. Ohashi bringing the ball forward. One of our star players on this occasion, though, not really covering himself in glory. Jampi puts in half a tackle, but Ochoa, their captain, has the ball, plays it forward to Pereira. Being held up, don't foul, Sweeney. Good tackle. Cadman now with it. Can we make something happen going forward? Not with play like that. Cadman struggling a little bit for fitness. One player who I did actually consider dropping for this game just to save his legs, but he's starting here. Where is their goalkeeper going? What is happening? The ball's in the back of the net. I feel like I shouldn't celebrate. I'm not going to celebrate it. That was bad. I know it was a topic of discussion last episode, kind of Manny Wilford's goalkeeping and how it looks. I just think in general with how goalkeepers are this year in Football Manager, you can't really put any stock in them, especially when you play on key highlights. Like, you never see them do anything but mess up, it feels like. We've seen it there. You might be wondering, how good is Mendoza, their goalkeeper? To be fair, he's not that good, but I wouldn't expect to see him do what he's just done in the Champions League for us. He's actually awful. Who is Villarreal's key player? I've just noticed Villarreal are 11th place in La Liga. Their media prediction was 4th. They're having an awful season. Their key man is Julian here. Or Julian? I mean, it's probably not Julian. He's not German. This guy is 31 years old. He's rather good, isn't he? I mean, he's better than their goalkeeper. Throwing on the near side, Jamfi, Ohashi, Grasser. He's going to lay it back to Sweeney, who's going to play it forward to Eric. Rios with the ball. Wide now to Archer. The right wing back cutting it inside. He's going to go for goal. Mendoza does actually make a good save on this occasion. I also love, despite the fact their goalkeeper completely messed up the goalkeeping for the goal that we scored, he's still on a 7.2 rating. I mean, we've not seen him make many saves, but I have to assume he's been doing stuff off camera that's absolutely superb. He's got the highest rating on their team. Match ratings are just a load of toffee, aren't they? Can we all agree on that? Load of toffee. Oh my... It's the best goal of the series. It's the best goal of the series. What is that? Grass is a defensive midfielder. What was that? The ball is floated in by Jamfi. It's headed away and Grasser just catches it on the volley. What is that? It's the best goal I've seen in ages. Is there a better Guernsey goal in recent memory that you guys have seen? If there is, I don't remember it. That Grasser goal made it 2-0. I can't believe it went in. I'm still in a state of shock. I'm just going to praise the players because I'm pleased. Words are hard. I can't speak. Second half, let's get into it. Villarreal are going to need to come back into this game. Wilford sweeping up nicely, though. Eric dinks it to Cadman. Could we get another here? No, the defender makes a really big block. Jamfi with the ball. 2 arms above his head. I don't know what that means. I assume that's some kind of secret signal that I've been involved in. He nearly did it again. It's gone over. Never mind. Given the run of games that we've got coming up, if we could get maybe a 3rd or 4th goal in this game, I would almost certainly look to rotate players in the second leg against Villarreal. I feel like we can afford to do that. I feel like we've got the quality where I can just rotate the team if needed. And in fact, here, even at 2-0, I am just going to use it as a chance to change things up slightly, to get some fresh legs into the team. I'm going to make a whole host of changes. 5 changes made at once. Loads of fresh legs on the pitch. Let's take the game to Villarreal here for the next 25 minutes. Try and get a goal or 2 more. And yeah, then I might be able to give the B team a game. And at this moment in time, I am trying in every competition to still. It's not often I get a chance to actually kind of rotate the team and play a slightly weaker 11. Having taken a 2-goal lead, you perhaps would have thought we were going to run away with things here in the second half. And despite us having a whole flurry of chances, we've not been able to find a breakthrough inside the first 35 minutes. And well, we're still waiting for that breakthrough in the second half. That header's gone just over. That said, there is going to be a goal kick here. Maybe a last twist in the tail, a sting at the end of things here. Of course, if Villarreal were to get a goal back, it would be 2-1. Suddenly, the second leg is all nervy. But knowing we're at home for the second leg is easing my nerves slightly, especially the quality of performance we're putting in here. We look really good. Weber trying to pick out poorly parking, can't do so. Kind of headed away half clear, but Ohashi still on the pitch, gives it to Sula. Ball to Parkin. I thought he was offside. He was offside. The ball didn't even hit the back of the net. It wouldn't have counted anyway. 3 minutes of added time here. 2-0 is a good result. 3-0 would be a great result. Rion Ohashi putting it in. Lautaro Rios doing Rios things. It's his 11th goal of the season, the centre-back. It's taken a while to get the 3rd goal. We've got it. With that now in the bag, I'm thinking B team for the second leg. A chance for some of the fan favourites who maybe don't play that often. Jaime to start. McKillop maybe to start. We can mix things up for the second game. That is really nice to see. And I mean, 37 shots we had in that game, 19 on target. In a bizarre way, 3-0 is almost not a fair reflection of just how good we were in that game. Villarreal started the game actually quite strongly. You can see that from the XG story. But as soon as we scored that goal, they did absolutely nothing. Okay, that is one really, really good result in the bag. We are still going to do the second leg against them. Like I mentioned, we might come back for the Everton game if it's looking dramatic. I'm hoping it's going to be plain sailing, especially now I can kind of play a stronger team in that game. Had we not won quite so convincingly, I perhaps would have looked to rotate things a little bit more. Looking at things, the first team is already rested from, well, the period before the game we've just played. They can all go for a rest again. We're going to play an unchanged team, I think, against Everton. But for us and this episode, I'm going to return in a week. Villarreal up next, at home, 3-0 up. Let's let the B team have a run out. Okay, game number 2 today, and it's not the Everton game. We passed that test by flying colours. We won 5-1. Really good away result, this one. Top quality team performance. We did go a goal down, but even when we were down a goal, we looked like the better team. You can see the XG story here. It was a rampant game. Everton didn't create a great deal. We scored 5. Sula played amazing. And not only did this happen, but we also had our youth intake. You might have spotted I scowled a little as I mentioned the youth intake. Below average was the rating. Maximus Weller. I was about to call him Max Weller. No, Maximus. You can't call someone called Maximus just Max, can you? That is disrespectful. This guy, the best of our players, he's not very good. Scott Hunter, another player, maybe slightly better, maybe a centre-back, possibly. The other man of some note, I suppose, when it comes to potential is Daniel Sang. He actually looks like he could be an okay little player, but certainly not really anyone to scream and shout about. It's whelming. Not overwhelming, not underwhelming. I'm whelmed. Anyway, that covers what's happened this week. Not exactly the most eventful time between matches this time around. That said, we are going to get into this game against Villarreal, and the team looks weird. Yeah, the team is a B team. Jaime is going to be playing out on the right-hand side. McKillop is going to be playing at box-to-box midfielder. McKillop has been here forever, hasn't he? Signed for £130,000. Still has played 7 games this season. Still features in the first team from time to time. What a loyal servant to the club he has been. Kind of mad when you think that we signed him back when we were first... Was it when we were first promoted to the Championship or the second season in the Championship? How many seasons did we have in the Championship? I can't really remember. It was like 8 years ago now. It's kind of weird, isn't it, when you look at Guernsey in this save game? You think about all the years that we have. And the reality is now, this is our 7th season in the Premier League in a, 18-year save game. Like, coming up to half the save game has been in the Premier League. That's kind of mad when you consider the series is called Park to Prem. Anyway, that was one hell of a tangent. You can see the rest of the team here. Coppo at the back alongside Steer. He's getting the nod of players been playing loads for England. I feel like we should probably be giving him some first team football. One of a potentially shock inclusion. Almost feel like he should just play this game because I've talked about him. Steve McDonnell is in the team. He's playing at right back today. We are 3-0 up. If we manage to bottle it with this team, I will be upset. I have just realised as well, I can fill out the rest of the bench. Let's make sure we've got the rest of the important first team players available if needed. This should theoretically be a straightforward game. We are in a golden position, and even with this rotated team, it's a very, very strong starting 11. A kind of group of players who have been fairly frequently playing in the Premier League for us and have seen us obviously reinstate kind of that spot as the top team in England. Hopefully, all those domestic performances are going to show, well, again here when the camera's on us. It's Champions League football. It's the knockout rounds. We're 3-0 up. This should be fine, right? There's a kickoff highlight, and there is just this incy-wincy small part of me thinking, if we go on to bottle this now, I might disable comments on the video. That might be the steps necessary. Hopefully it's not going to come to that, as McDonnell puts in a good tackle. Of course, if we score immediately, suddenly it's all very anticlimactic. But with Jaime losing the ball there, maybe that's not something we need to worry about. Villarreal to Marcel. Wide to Clark. Put to the edge of the box. Won well by Weber there. Now a 2-on-2 at the back. Weber bringing it forward. Parkin the one man ahead. Lemos takes the ball away. Gives it to Parkin. He's through. He scores. It's his 20th goal of the season for Paul Parkin. And it's 1-0. I did see a comment recently talking about Paul Parkin being a flop. And whilst, of course, we did spend some crazy money on him, he is still only, 21, 22? And he has got 20 goals in all competitions as a player who really doesn't start that often. His contributions, I feel like, have been fine. He's the kind of player who kind of suffers from the fact we've just got this world-class squad around him. He's 21 years old. 6 goals in 15 isn't amazing, but goals in cup games, in Champions League games, has kind of been his forte. He's shown that already in this game. Villarreal free kick. Dinged forward by Marcel to Steer, who, of course, is slotting in at kind of centre-back. I feel like if there's a weak spot in the team, it is that right side to our defence in this game here. Hopefully it's not going to be problematic, however. Given the fact we've got a 4-goal cushion, we should be fine. What would be a little bit awkward is if the B team now plays better than the first team did in the first leg. Jaime pulls it in, Parkin falls to Lemos. It's 2-0 inside 5 minutes. Dahar with a free kick for us on this near side. A 3rd goal inside the first 15 minutes. And, well, I'd be panicking if I was a Villarreal fan. I think I'd be getting to the airport nice and early. And I thought McDonnell at right back was about to do it all on his lonesome. Instead, the effort goes just over. That said, I mean, speaking of McDonnell, he's back in the build-up play here. McKillop with it. Jaime inside, tries to square it. It's cleared away. Steering a one-on-one at the back. Not really what you want to see, but Steer's dealt with it well. Dahar, under pressure, tames the ball superbly as it is plucked out the air. He whips it towards the back post. It's headed away, but the right-back McDonnell is going to float it back towards Weber. Villarreal, if they looked at the team sheet and thought, this Guernsey team's going to be weaker today, they're probably not thinking that right now. We have been all over them like a nasty rash, and, well, I'm going to hope we can continue to do that here. Mothersill, of course, the addition brought in January. What a ball that was to Parkin, who really should have hit the target from there. McKillop with the ball, wins it nicely there, lays it back to McDonald. Steer going to lay it across to Coppo. Of course, he made a bit of a howler against Man City in that cup final last time out. He's been dropped from the first team since then, but in this game here, he's back in the starting 11. He is, I guess, one of the more senior defenders, and well, he was involved in the build-up play there, as was the Villarreal defenders. They have gifted that to Paul Parkin. It's his second goal of the game. It's 3-0. Coppo with the ball here just looks to play the ball forward to McKillop. He then pings a pass that the defender reads well initially, but is just caught dwelling on the ball, and Parkin gets the shot out quickly before he can be closed down. Into the bottom corner it flies. 6-0. Job's a good un. I thought we were about to get to half-time. Note that there is more action. Don't take your seat yet. It's not over. It's Villarreal with the ball. Laid back here. Belocian across to Milanesa. Centre-back stepping up with the ball. He's going to float it forward. However, Coppo reads it nicely. He's going to lay it to Mothersill. Now Weber with the ball. Mora catches him out in possession as now Steer steps up and wins the ball nicely. I mean, if we get a fourth before half-time, you have to worry what could happen in the second half. It could go from bad to worse. Dahar drills and fizzes across in there. It's dealt with at least initially. Campos now with it, looking to play it forward, but McDonald wins the ball again. I feel like out midfield, our defence has been all over them. Parkin, I mean, he saw the goal last episode from Grasser. I thought we were about to see another insane goal. Sadly, the woodwork has denied him there. That was one of the more simpler halftime team talks. We're 6-0 up. This job's done. It's just a case of, can the B team show me something? Can any of these players really step up and stake a claim for a first team spot? Steer giving the ball away there. Not exactly putting his best foot forward, but Wilford up to the task at hand. Dahar at left back, laying it across to Coppo. Only 20 minutes left of this game. Part of me wants to make subs. Part of me feels like any subs I make are going to be bringing on first team players who perhaps don't even need to be risked in this game here. It's 6-0. Game's over. This is done, isn't it? It's just a case of, can we make it even more embarrassing? Jaime through to Parkin, who's on for the hat-trick. He's missed another chance there. He looks like he maybe would have got his hat-trick had he finished a little bit better. But still time in this game for maybe Villarreal to get a consolation. Headed over, everything's fine. Will Parkin get a hat-trick? That's what I'm wondering now. I think we will just look to make changes with 15 minutes left here. Cadman can come in. You know what? Ohashi, on you come. And we'll bring in Sula. Let's just bring in a load of fresh legs behind Parkin to try and get him the goal. Defensively, not exactly good ratings anywhere, but this isn't a kind of game where it matters necessarily. I will also take off Mothersill and bring in Sweeney just for a few minutes of first team football. But yeah, this has been a straightforward episode. Sometimes you have episodes where you go into them not really sure what to expect, and this was that kind of game. I feel like with the first leg being away from home, there was a risk that if we slipped up in it, if we didn't look 100%, especially after last episode where we kind of capitulated against Man City, we could be in trouble. But against a Villarreal team who, let's be honest, they've been struggling in La Liga. They have shown nothing in this game. We've not conceded across what is now 170 minutes. I'm hoping we're going to make it 180 minutes across the two legs as well. Putting a really good foot forward here, though. Obviously, we've won back-to-back Champions League. 3 in a row would be a dream as well. 3 in a row Champions League, that doesn't happen often. With how Football Manager can be, you can never really expect to win 3 in a row. But as we score a fourth goal and Cadman gets it, we're on course to do that at the moment. Cadman here, by the way. This was a nice finish. I've not really acknowledged it. I suppose when it gets to 7 goals, you kind of... you can't quite celebrate it in the same way, can you? Couple of minutes left here. Bella Vista, he's trying to do it all on his own. He's trying to reinstate some pride here at Villarreal. Moro with the ball. Lays it forward to Julian, or is it Julian? We'll never know. We don't need to know it. It's the first time I've noticed him touch the ball across the two legs there, star player. He's not found the target, and with that, this game's going to finish 4-0. Villarreal, against our B team, did not have a shot on target. Paul Parkin, man of the match. Today was a good day. I enjoyed today's episode from the performance point of view. I think I just spotted there as I clicked through the games. Did Man City just lose in the Premier League while our game was being played? Did they play? What game did they just play? It was the FA Cup 5th round. I got excited seeing Manchester City lose, but it's not quite that exciting. Acknowledging all of that, however, we are currently 7 points ahead of Man City with 9 games left of the season. We have a game in hand on them. I don't want to say it prematurely. The Premier League should be won this year. I think a big focus in this end of season running now, it's going to be the FA Cup. It's going to be the Champions League. And speaking of the FA Cup, you can see the draw here has been made for the quarter-final. We play Manchester United in 3 days' time. Is that right? 3 days' time? Is that a typo? That's not a typo. We play Manchester United in 3 days' time. I guess we're coming back for that and the first leg of the quarterfinals next episode. That feels like the plan. Maybe we'll make it a triple header. I'm not sure yet. Speaking of which, actually, and I should have mentioned this earlier because I will get comments about it if this does happen, on Monday, there is a slim chance there won't be an episode. I've got a very busy weekend. I'm away for a few days. As a result of all of that, just getting the video sorted is looking a little tricky. I'm going to do my best to make it happen, but if there isn't a video on Monday, please don't panic. Don't send out a search party. I've not vanished. I've not been abducted by aliens. I've just had a busy weekend and I ran out of time. I hope you guys understand. Anyway, that is going to wrap up everything from us today. We're going to have a triple header next time out, I think. So I'll see you guys for that, whenever it may be. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode as always. If you have, a like would be super appreciated. And other than that, that wraps up everything from me. Today was a good day. Hopefully the good times continue next week. Until then, it's me, Jack, and I'll see you for the next one. I'm out.